Hello everyone and welcome to my February 2018 plan with me. So I'm going to try and do something a little bit different as I really liked my yearly planner that I put together, and I want to just kind of go over that every month, I think, and show you what I've done, what I've crossed off, and what I've added and stuff like that. I think it would be kind of interesting and a little nice little extra taste to the monthlies that I'm going to do. And yeah, so these are the supplies I'm going to be using. Highlighter, ruler, my Zig memory system, writers for vellum, I really like those. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and check out this traveler's notebook and we'll get into that. So let's go ahead and take that out. This one, this over here. All right, open up. Yeah, nice little dragon. So I did fill out my 2018 goals. Got a lot for that. A lot going on, trying to hope to get some stuff done. I did get one. I checked that one off, which is to be invited to 5 conventions. I have now officially done that. I have 5 conventions that have invited me out, so that was a nice one to cross off. And well, I got another 10 months to, well, 11 months to go ahead and try and get all these other ones done. My artist growth, really haven't checked anything out off of those yet. Except for I have done some animated logos, but I don't think that I want to cross that off yet, so I want to keep going. But I am going to have to jump into some of these studies of artists, and I'm hoping to be able to post those soon. I have come up with a new project that I want to tackle eventually sometime in the later months of the year. Something for YouTube. I'm calling it 80s Remix, where I actually take 80s cartoon characters and I redo them in my own style and my own vision. And so it's like I was the person that they came to with this idea, and then I get to pull on the cartoons that already are there and existed and then put my own little spin to it. And so I went ahead and broke those down. Hopefully that'll be able to work out, which would be nice. Have a nice little like character design remix for later on in the year, like an art book. I think that'd be cool. So I do have one thing in the things to remember, and I put it in the smallest one because I really don't want it to take over 2018, and all it says is January 2018 was one of the toughest months ever. So it really kind of kicked my butt last month, and so I figured it was definitely worth noting to have that in there. So here's my convention list so far. Still have some openings here, which I'm trying to see if I can get some in there. I have a couple things out in the open, so we're trying to look at that. But Awesome Con, Blurred Con, All-Star Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, and Universal Fan Expo. Those are the conventions that have invited me out, so those are my 5. I'm trying to get into Gen Con, possibly Salt Lake City Con, and we'll see what else comes along, but these are the 5 that I'm definitely confirmed for, so I'm going to be going to those. Things to do, the only thing that I've really done so far is checked off went to the zoo, but I'll probably put that back on there a couple times because I'll be doing that a couple more times, which is nice. My Money Dragon, I got the bottom tier, so I can't complain so far, so that's pretty good. We were able to get one done. Hopefully we'll get them all the way to the top and make my goal for the year. Nothing in my project tracker right now because I do have something that I need to finish, and so I really don't want to jump into this and then be like, oh, I have a new project and a new project and a new project, and then I get overwhelmed. But this is just in case I do start something over the next couple months, but as of right now, as you can see, it is blank. People to remember, I haven't gone to any conferences or conventions or meetups or anything like that, so I haven't really been able to snag any business cards that I want to hang on to, but it's coming. My Instagram posts, I'm kind of falling behind for what I want to do, but I'm assuming that over the conventions it'll start picking up because I'll be able to post a lot more pictures and stuff like that. But I have done 30 so far. I'm supposed to be up to 60, so I'm kind of behind. But hopefully soon I'll be able to pick that up because, you know, I really want to get my free soda. Art with Kids Challenge, we've done one that went up not too long ago, and I'm hoping to get a couple more done. I have a lot more openings, so if you have any suggestions for things that I should do with my kids, please let me know, and I'll gladly try and do that. But you know, we're trying to get some. Definitely did one already. I have a new one that I've added, which I thought was pretty cool, which was people were taking coins and they were making circles around the coins, like pennies and dimes and stuff, and they were drawing stuff in it. So I think I'm going to do that with the kids, start with a quarter and then go to the smallest one and see if we can't make stuff that still looks good. Kickstarter, I have this 30-day pitch Bible that I want to try and put back in there to try and get crowdfunded. I made some tweaks to it, but it's very simple, not looking for a whole bunch of stuff. Just, you can get this, you can get it in multiples of 3, and that's it. After that, we'll see what we're going to do for like stretch goals stuff. San Diego, still haven't really started on any of that yet, but I keep adding more and more, so eventually pretty soon I'll be all the way down here, and well, hopefully I can start checking some stuff off. My Take 5 with Kaiser, so I have done my first video, will be going up sometime this week, but as you can see, I have a couple things that I have already planned, but I'm looking forward to having people suggest things that I can talk about and stuff like that. So if you don't know anything about my other channel, please definitely go check it out. It's Kaiser Studio, so please go over there and take a gander, and you'll start seeing there's more and more content that's coming out every day. My weight tracker, I am down to 225, which is nice. So hopefully I can keep it off and keep going. My first reward is a cup of Starbucks, but the big one that I'm hoping for I can get to is down here. So I've got a long way to go, but you know, I can still, as you can see, I've went ahead and checked some stuff off, so that's great. 500 art pieces. I can honestly say that I haven't actually finished anything because, like I said, 2018 January was definitely trying to kick my butt. So here's trying, you know, here's hoping. I'm gonna get to some stuff soon, but I do have some commission work that's out there. I'm working on a Rick and Morty project, and that'll get me up to a big number really quick. So I gotta work on that, and I just signed up for some Star Wars trading cards, and that'll push me far. So here's hoping that this will fill up and I'll have 500 pieces by the end of the year. Commissions. January was a rough month. No commissions, none whatsoever. Meditation, haven't really been able to get to that. But hopefully that'll change over the next couple days and weeks and stuff like that. But right now, meditation was a 0. Stress was high. And then my bucket list got a couple extra things. This is definitely something that's not exactly going to go away, but you know, as it's only for 2018. This is my bucket list that I'm gonna move around and stuff like that. So I gotta go to Japan, be a guest of honor at a convention, get sponsored by Wacom or Adobe, get to be an invited guest to an overseas con, and then one of the bigger ones is walk my daughters down the aisle. So when it's time for them to get married, if they get married, but that would be nice if I can. So there's that. There's that one, and I have a brand new insert. And so we're gonna go ahead and go into that. So with my brand new insert and it being February, I figured that my cover page needed to be of a comic book character that is getting his own movie, and I'm really looking forward to it. So what I created, or what I started drawing, was Black Panther, and I don't know, I'm very excited about this movie. So having Black Panther as my cover page really made me excited to do. And I have to say that I normally don't draw Black Panther, and so by being able to actually draw Black Panther out of memory from what I just remember of Black Panther made me really excited that I was actually able to put this together and remember what it was that he looked like. And so I was very excited to be able to do this, and I was able to just draw it with pencil first, which is something I always do. I know a lot of people have the ability to just like scribble something in and then go, ha, here you go, I'm done with my inks and life is great. And they're able to do that. I am not one of those people. I definitely need to have my drawing pretty much done beforehand, and then I go over and ink it, and if I'm going to put color on it, I put color on it. But it was a very nice process to actually get started and work on. And I had to put my sheet of paper there because the inserts that I have right now, the paper is actually pretty thin, so I have to make sure that it doesn't bleed through to the other side. And I started using this new pen that I got from Michaels, and it's a dual-tipped pen, and it's Zig Memory System, and it's Writer for Vellum. They have another one too that is the same, or it's kind of the same. It's a Zig Memory System, just Writer. And so I'm going to be trying that one off next, but for this one I use this Zig Memory System Writer for Vellum, and I really do enjoy these pens. It's got a nice thick end on the side, and then a nice thin hard tip plastic tip for the details and stuff. And so I was really able to get in there and put down some rich color, which was really nice. But for those of you who know me, and for those of you who don't know me, I hate inking. Inking is one of my least favorite tasks that I have to do in my profession. And so finding a pen that actually makes it so that I can tolerate, because I'm not going to say that I like inking, but the fact that I could tolerate doing this process was really nice. And so I highly recommend, if you're looking for an ink pen to get in that flows really nice, the ink is nice and opaque, so the black is black, you don't have to go over it a couple times. I bought these at Michaels. I'm pretty sure you can find them somewhere else, but it only cost, it was like $1.80, something like that. It might have been because of coupon, but I mean, they were fairly cheap, and so far I've done a bunch of projects with them, and because of the plastic nib, you can get really nice tight lines. So I highly recommend trying out this new pen. It has instantly become a favorite of mine. The first time I used it was for a YouTube video, a different YouTube video, and I think I praised it there a lot. So can't say enough about this Zig Memory System Writer for Vellum pens. Highly recommend it. Definitely try it. I'm pretty sure that it's mostly for doing things like journaling and stuff like that, and scrapbooking, but it works really well. As you can see, I'm erasing it and the black isn't fading, which happens with a lot of ink pens. And so I'm super excited that I found a pen that I really like and can actually hold up to my standards of what I'm looking for. Then what I'm doing now is I'm adding some grays, because I really like the idea of putting in markers. Before I was a little worried, because the paper is so thin, and the last time I used it, it bled through to the other side. But at least with that piece of paper in between, and you have to think about that, because some people have these inserts, or they have journals that for some reason it just doesn't bleed through. Maybe I'm just heavy-handed, I don't know, I like to put down a lot of ink, but to be honest, it just always bleeds through. So you need to be aware of the fact that you might bleed through to the other side. And so I was really happy that this insert was able to hold up on the ink and color and stuff like that. So that was really nice. I used two different markers. I don't know if you saw that, but I definitely used two different markers there. One was a Prismacolor and one was a concept marker. So definitely go check those out. So we're finally getting in, and I have to break out my highlighter. I think that's one of the things that I always do for my headers is I'm going to start putting them in highlighter. So very simple February goals list. Very simple, just to knock out a couple goals. It's always great to have predetermined goals to move forward with your month so that there's always something to check off. And I've realized that being able to check things off really, really helps. And it gives you a sense of accomplishment when you can actually see, it's like, oh wait, no, I actually did that. So this is my monthly spread. Trying something a little bit different. I've made the boxes a little smaller, so at the bottom I can actually have a section for notes and goals and an objective for the month and stuff like that. So it was a nice little transition from the full double page spread to very a very shrunk monthly to be able to give myself some extra room to give myself notes and stuff like that, which has already proven to be helpful. And I went ahead and did another monthly because I need one for my social media. And so this way I have a schedule for when I'm supposed to record things and put stuff out and stuff like that. It's been very helpful to get me back on track. And I highly recommend, if you do social media, that you actually give yourself a schedule that you can follow and it's easy to see. And for this one, I'm using the same layout that I have been for my bills to be paid. It's just a very simple checklist again. But once again, I need checklists just to be like, oh, I did that, because otherwise I'm just gonna forget something. And let me tell you, there's nothing worse than actually forgetting the fact that you paid a bill and then you get the second bill and it's twice as much as it normally is. So if you're like me and forgetful for paying certain things that happen every month, definitely put it in the list and check it off. So one of my absolute favorite things to do with bullet journaling is the tracker. The tracker is definitely my favorite. It takes a little bit to put stuff together, but the tracker really helps put things in perspective. So if you haven't tried a tracker yet, definitely try one. Don't give yourself too many. One day I used to do a double paged daily tracker and it was just too much. So even though you might see that I have a double one is a mood tracker and the other one is my daily tracker. So no more than like 5 or 6 tasks to do every day. That way it's still manageable and you're not going to get to everything, because Lord knows I haven't, but at least I can see where I'm falling short and it really helps me move forward with that. So if you haven't tried trackers, definitely try and do that. So I've moved away from weeklies because they really haven't helped me that much. And it was kind of what I've realized was that I was just tracking my schedule and not really helping me with the production of the day. And so I've moved on to dailies, and I have a section for tasks, which is up front or up top. And then in the second half of the dailies, what I have are, because I'm an artist, I have a commission reminder. So I have 2 spots for the most important commissions that need to happen first, so I can always see them. So when there is some free time, it's like, oh, I got to do that. I can't forget to do that. And oh, like this one's still out there, so I go ahead and do that. And then I have a project tracker, which generally takes on the bigger projects that last for a couple weeks, and I need to make sure that I can see that I'm making progress or that I'm actually falling behind. So if it's like, oh my goodness, this was a month-long project and I only had 10-15% done and I've got a week left, it's like, oh, it's time to get busy. I need to jump on this. So this layout has been very, very helpful for me because I'm actually able to track not only my commissions but have daily tasks. I know what my schedule is, but I think that I want to try and put a schedule, like make a layout that has a schedule too, because my schedules don't necessarily mean my tasks. So I teach, so at certain times, like, okay, I have class from here to here and here to here, and that's not necessarily my tasks. So I think that I'm going to try a layout that actually does tasks and a schedule at the same time. So it might end up being a double page daily. I don't know yet. So I'm going to try a new layout, I think, for March. and we'll see what happens there. But as of right now, this has been very helpful for me to keep track of the things that I need to do and my projects that are out there. So it's a constant reminder, and I think that's important, because I've noticed that even in my traveler's notebook and whatnot, that there are times where I will just forget that I put something somewhere, like on a monthly, and then that's never seen again. At least this way it's daily, and I get to see every day that I need to do something. Lastly, what I'm doing here is I'm putting together a social media tracker so that I know how many posts I made, how many likes I got, how many subscribers are new. So that's that. So I want to just go through, it was asked of me to go through in a slower manner of the things that I did. So that's my cover page, a very, very simple goals page. It doesn't have to be super fancy. My February monthly layout with the ability to write notes and an objective and goals at the bottom. My social media schedule, which has been very, very helpful. It's still another monthly tracker, but once again, it gives me a spot for notes, goals, and objectives. My bills to pay, I just need that. It's just a checklist for all the bills that I know that come in. My daily tracker, like I said, I have 7. I have 7 things that I'm tracking, and then my mood tracker, because sometimes you want to see, it's like, well, what happened? Why didn't I do anything on this day? And then it's like, oh, look, I actually was able to do, or I was actually sick that day. That's why I didn't do anything. So having those two next to each other is very helpful. And then here's my daily, just a good glance at the dailies. So very, very helpful if you need something like this. If you're an artist, project tracker and your tasks manager, very, very good. And then my weekly summary of how my posts and stuff went. So this is, like I said, I use a traveler's notebook, so I'm gonna throw this one in so it can take its place. And this was my February 2018 plan with me. I hope that it was helpful and that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing more of these, and I think I'm even gonna start an artist traveler's notebook, so you'll see 2 separate things, and hopefully that'll help, because I'm always in the look for artists who are trying to do this to help them become more productive, and I'm hoping to be able to put together a planner that will help. So once again, thank you guys so very much, and I will see you at the next video.